This video presents content from Chapter 7 of the book Sustainable Living and World Peace, from a section entitled Cantism, Cantists, and the Can't-Do Attitude. There are so many naysayers when it comes to improving the condition of the environment, our societies, and issues of sustainability, that they had to be mentioned in their own special section as a part of this book. This book refers only to things that can be accomplished through our conceiving and innovating. The people that say things cannot be done must be called out and exposed for being unimaginative or caught in a rut of status quo for questionable reasons. This section is about Cantists, who are people who for some reason or another simply say something cannot be done. There have always been Cantists. For instance, there were Cantists that said people would never fly. Although people never have been able to just jump off the ground and take to the air, they can fly through other imaginative and innovative means. We are able to do this even though for centuries Cantists would have been telling anyone that wanted to strive to fly that their efforts were totally in vain. We are all Cantists to some degree. Whatever the status quo is now, or the level of technology is now, it is hard for us to see that things we cannot do today could very well be done in the future. For people of the past to say that humans would never fly was actually a very logical thing to say, considering our physical condition of having no wings or means to fly. But our minds led us to dream up alternative possibilities to flight beyond the obvious limitations. We have proven that not only is it possible for people to fly, we can be quite good at it. Cantists also include no-needists and wasteists. These people deny there are any problems, or they are just fine with unnecessary waste and objectionable circumstances being part of the economy, environment, our societies, and our daily lives. These ideas of maintaining the unsustainable paths we are currently on are often fueled by people with agendas, such as people having a financial interest in wasteful fields and outdated buggy whip type products. They may be people that perceive they get some type of advantage or retain power in unsustainable and ignorant social norms of the present. They have motivation to keep things the way they are and discourage progress and change. These people would feel vulnerable to sustainable progress, so they may resort to saying they are being attacked, being treated unfairly, or that their business is threatened in order to create sentiment and sympathy for their buggy whip making ways. It may be that a solution towards PAL sustainability may just take some innovation on their part in their own business or their own interest group. We should try to look at all sides when considering what is truly sustainable. We should not try to pick winners and losers for any particular reason other than for our efforts towards PAL sustainability through PAL virtue, and we should always base success on results. Based on the PAL sustainability principles, we need to research and think things through to find what is truly sustainable based on our current understanding. We need to always be willing to seek out and learn what is truthfully sustainable. Naysayers will be able to point to the failings of some past actions aimed at solving environmental or social problems. Quite often these failings focus on incorrect issues or approach the issues from an inappropriate angle in an attempt to solve a problem. Attempts at solving the issues often unwittingly looked at correcting the symptoms, such as the cost of recycling or the production of waste as a byproduct of recycling, and not look at the source of the problem, such as inappropriate design or inappropriate recovery processes. Naysayers will try to lump all environmental actions into one group and say, the environmental efforts are counterproductive, economy killers, and not worthwhile. If people really do not want something to change, they could just throw their hands in the air and say, you see what happened when there was an attempt to fix a similar problem. There will be similar results if we try to fix our problems, so it is just best to do nothing. They take a look at something the way it is being done now and lack the innovation to improve it and make it more sustainable for all three pillars. However, we can be confident that there will always be the opportunity to apply our PAL virtue in every one of our lives and in each of our jobs in our efforts to strive toward PAL sustainability. There is an old saying, necessity is the mother of invention. If not already clear to us now, it will become clear to us soon that the necessity for today and the future is for sustainable living and world peace. Many people do not consider that goal-motivated innovation could make something much better than it is today. They may lack imagination and fortitude, and they become restricted by their own limited thinking. We should never think that we are limited by what can be done by our current level of technology and our current extent of human understanding. We should dream of the world we want to create and the world we want to live in. We can then go about virtuously actualizing what it will take to make things happen in the direction we set our goals. The innovative capabilities can truly take us anywhere. Whether through technological and science advances or human understanding advances, we will always be able to figure out what it will take to head in the direction of sustainable living and world peace. We should never think that some things are impossible or that we will always be limited by some impasse. What is important is to have virtuous goals and dreams to pursue, then direct our innovative and imaginative powers to find the means to achieve them. You can live in a world of limitations if you choose to, or you can live in a world of purposeful PAL sustainability principles. If we innovate with PAL virtue, we should be able to find PAL sustainable economic, environmental, and socially beneficial solutions to the problems we face now and in the future. When people oppose efforts that are intended to guide us toward PAL sustainability, we should look to see if the Cantists have a legitimate objection in any particular case. If they do, then we must still look for improvements in our efforts. Listen close to the next time you hear Cantists complaining. They may point out that a solution proposed to fix a particular problem is actually aimed at affecting a symptom instead of getting at the overall cause of the situation. If this is the case, then these naysayers may have a legitimate gripe. They and all of us should then look to redirect our efforts at the root cause of the problem and not just say that nothing should be or could be done. Frequently, though, Cantists do not offer any workable solution to real problems. They just criticize those trying to help. If they were to innovate and come up with solutions, we may see that they do not have to lose anything in an effort to move in the direction of PAL sustainability. It may actually be that they could benefit greatly or even the most from it. Cantist rhetoric can put people into camps in opposition to each other with no resolution or ability to get anything done. Instead of being Cantists, we should try to be can-doists or what-ifists. Instead of just being oppositionists or Cantists, try to see what the problems or concerns are and give your input on how to improve the situation and make it a win-win situation for all people. Being able to imagine that people could fly and truly believing that human ingenuity could make it happen finally led to human flight becoming a reality. Without working together towards solutions using our PAL virtue, naysayers will simply stand in the way of actually coming up with solutions for the problems we face. They may end up just complaining on the sidelines and miss out on opportunities while the rest of us make progress toward PAL sustainability.